Okay, now that we have the C-Start engine controls in, it's time to tackle the next project. Getting my Yanmar B-panels installed. I'm also throwing in the Seaworthy Good panel visors at the same time. Excited for those. So these are installed in this pod that I built in a couple years ago. It's time to get them installed. I've been waiting till the end because I just didn't want weather and, you know, just these sitting out in the elements, just deteriorating. But it's time. So you remember when we pulled the cables for this, we attached messengers. The messengers are still sitting in here. They're sitting in the conduit. One messenger runs 32 feet over to here, the starboard engine. The other messenger runs 28 feet through here and over to there, the port engine. So we're going to attach those messengers to the wire harnesses, get them pulled through, and get everything hooked up. That's the project. Let's hope it runs smooth. Okay, I've shredded the cabin again. Going back here, through the closet, hang a left, down the crawl space. Get some light in here so let's see what I'm doing. Okay, so here's what we're doing. Now that the engine control cables are in, this is the wire harness to the engine. We're gonna feed this through the conduit that goes through that way over to the helm station about, well, got about 20 feet to go. So that's what I'm gonna do right now. Start feeding this through. Okay, start pulling, yeah, pull that lead. It's a long, hold on. Okay, right there. Got to get this started through the conduit. Give a little pull. Hold on, right there. Okay. Is it tight? Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. How's it feel? Okay. Is it tightening up or are you getting it? It feels like it's like underneath all of it. Okay, hopefully we don't tangle it up here. Let me look in there. Looks good here. Yeah, it might be going underneath, but it looks straight. Okay, let me try to force it this way. Is that better if I push? Okay, hold on. Okay, keep pulling. What? Keep pulling? Yeah, keep pulling. Okay, right about there. Stop right there. I'm coming out. Okay. How's it looking?
Good. It's like a snake coming out of that hole.
That's what you look like. Okay.
Try having this thing come out at you. Looks like a snake head. Look at this.
I know. Okay, well, at least it...
I think this one's longer than the other one.
Yeah, it is. It should be. So hopefully I don't have to put an extension on this one. Nice. Ooh. Good job.
Okay.
Time for a cocktail.
Need a break.
Okay, now that we've got the wire harnesses snaked through here, sitting right here, I'm gonna tuck them behind the conduit, put some extra conduit over here so it starts running it up this chase here. This chase right here heads up to the helm and to the pods. So I want to get that routed up in there, but I know that these are too short. They're not going to make it all the way. One may, but for sure one I'll have to extend. So that's what we're going to tackle next. I got to calculate it out and figure how much to add. These wire harnesses, taking a look at these things, it's not going to be too difficult. I'll just strip this sheathing off, strip it back. Actually, I drew it out. I'll show you what I'm doing. So here's the plan. Here's the sheathing. I strip back about 2 or 3 feet. What I'll end up doing is making a cut, staggered cuts on these wires, like this. And stagger those probably 2 inches each. And what that'll do is when I put the connectors back in, it will not create a big ball of connectors all at one location, so I'll be able to re-sheath it nice and smoothly. There is one other reason I like to do it, is by cutting it like this, and I'm adding, let's say I'm adding a 3-foot length. Every one of these will be 3 feet long, so I could add these on, make the connection on all of these. Then at the end down here, they will have that same stagger. So I will not, it'll be impossible to mix this sequence up. So let's get at it. Okay, to get these wire harnesses going, I need to run to the marine store again, of course. I need a spool of primary wire and some specialty connectors. These connections are going to be made exterior. They will be in an enclosed area, but I want to make sure that they stay waterproof. So, off to the store I go. Once again, got a cool day today. It's kind of nice actually. It's been so hot. A little bit of marine layer this morning. It's supposed to burn off by noon. So, take advantage of cooling down for a couple hours. Okay, back from the marine store. Got my primary wire, waterproof connectors, and some more vinyl tape to rebind this whole bundle when it's done. It's going to be in a waterproof area anyway, but I just want to make sure, since it has a potential of getting some sea air, I want to make sure it's waterproof. Okay, I've routed the first one through the chase here. And it's going to go up here. Well, let's see. 16, 16, 16. It's going to go about 4 feet up this road. And that's going to be about 3.5 feet short. So the longer one that I thought would make it, I'm going to have to add a 3.5 foot extension to. This one is 3 feet shorter than this one, so I'll have to add a 6.5 foot extension to this one. It's gonna take a while.
The Blue Angels are coming!
They are? Okay. Anybody got chills?
High five. Chills every time. Never gets old.
Yeah.
Okay, the next step was to cut back the sheathing on one of these wire harnesses. I chose the port engine first because it needed the least extension on it. Ended up going with 3 foot, but to do that I had to cut back the sheathing. I used one of Lynn's delicate little scissors to cut back the sheathing, not to damage any of the wires. I know she's gonna kill me now, but they worked perfect. So I stripped the wires back and just really paid attention not to nick any of the wires. Once the wires were cut back to about 2 feet, I separated the bundle and could clearly see that it was 4 separate harnesses all wrapped up in one. I'm not even gonna say where I just went again. When I pulled the sheathing back, I realized there's some 12 gauge wire in there as well, not just 16. So now I'm set. Okay, when I'm working with these 14-16 butt connectors, you know, you could squeeze it on to a 12 gauge wire and it feels solid. I mean, it's a tight fit, you get a great connection on it. But when you're putting it on a 16 gauge, you know, it feels a little sloppy in there. So here's what I like to do. I'll strip my wire just a little bit longer than I normally would. Give a little twist and a nice sharp bend right towards the tip here. Okay, this is gonna be tougher to get on, but guaranteed once it's in, it's not going anywhere. Now that is a tight fit. Now when I heat shrink this connection, it'll even stabilize it even more. And just like that, it's the next morning. And it's gonna be a hot one today. 92 degrees on the lake. Nice. Not complaining. Well, maybe I am. It's gonna be warm. So let's see what I have to do today. Cut my first extensions last night. And let's look at the connections on the back of this bead panel here. There's 3 separate plugs. When I unraveled my harness, there's 4 separate plugs. Pretty easy to see. That one, and that one go to the B panel. This one, who knows what it's for? It could be for an upgraded panel possibly, or other options on the engine that we don't have. I'm just gonna tuck this away for now. I'm not gonna cut it off. Who knows, I may need that one day. So now what I'll do, that leaves 12 wires. I'll stagger my cuts on this and get my extensions all spliced in. this is where you trust your layout. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Got one down. Here it is. Looks good. Happy with it. One to go. Okay, second one is done with the 6-foot extension. Now just snake it up to its new home. Emma.
Yeah?
Can you help me?
Okay. With what?
In the galley,
Yeah?
above the stove, you know the little black wall thing that you could take off to get access through the wall?
Yes.
Pull that off for me. Okay, now I'm gonna hand you this wire harness and you pull it up as I feed it to you, okay? And just pull it right out into the galley, really slow, okay? Keep going. Keep going, yeah, it's going good. Okay, it's right there. Perfect. Okay, thank you. This is fun on a 92-degree day. You see the smile on my face? Huh? Getting there. Okay, let's get up to speed here. Wire harness is in. They're all tucked in place. Everything looks clean. Now it's just a matter of taking my Yanmar B-panels here, plugging them in, screwing them in, and attaching my Seaworthy Goods panel visors. And we're done. God, it feels so nice. Starting to get some of these items knocked out. Getting this one in, it was huge for me mentally. And I'm so tempted to turn those keys, but I'm not quite there yet. We still have to polish the fuel tanks. We'll get that going, and I need to work on the charging system. We need to mount up our Balmar multi-stage marine regulators and our center fielder. That's coming up. So stand by.
Thanks for watching this week's episode of Onboard Lifestyle. If you liked it, then don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. If you would like to help us produce these videos, then check out the Patreon link below. It was so cool seeing the blue angels fly so close to our boat. It gave me the goosebumps. Come back next week for another interesting video on SV Basic. See you then!